It's day 314.
Of the 29th year and beyond.
And my lovely wife is back.
I've returned from the dead. Anyway, so we were talking about separations, and we talked about a separation that was a job type separation, or as he said, living apart. Okay, and then of course there are other type of separations. There's separations due to a choice that a couple has made.
As a prelude to divorce.
Yeah, or they just feel like sometimes they need some time
More
apart.
times than not, when people say let's separate, it's because they're contemplating a divorce.
Contemplating or trying to heal. And some people they just need that time to be apart. To see if it's going.
Imagine something.
But anyway, with a completely different type of separation, I believe personally that for some women, they do need a moment just to sort of sit back and see, especially if they've gone into a marriage right out of high school, or they never really had a time to live apart. They've always lived with someone else, and they've always relied on somebody else. And I think sometimes they need to live apart so that they can see what the other side looks like.
Well, traditionally, a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, that was the norm. I mean, a woman would leave her parents' home
Right.
More times than not once she was married.
Mm-hmm.
And so, you go from being somebody's sibling to somebody's spouse, then to somebody's parent, and, never really having an opportunity to just be an individual,
Yeah.
Yeah. But, I mean, I would imagine people, when you talked about separation, even like contemplating divorce, or you're saying to kind of need some space to find yourself or figure things out or whatever the case may be.
Or just cool the waters, because sometimes it's so hot in that house with animosity and
Has it been that hot in this house?
no, I mean, no, not like that, but I mean, it's been close at times, but
Okay.
never that hot. But I mean, they needed that time just
Okay.
to sort of cool down and to think and to really assess what's good and what's bad. And I think a lot of times when that person that's causing you that anguish, that person that you believe has done something to harm you that's unfixable, you may need that time apart just to, to sort of cool down a little bit.
Okay.
That's my opinion. Now I know you feel differently. You feel that.
Well, no. What's going to say? I mean, people need to do what they have to do. What's in their best interest. Me personally, when you're talking about separation from that perspective, not because one person is working another job or something like that, and it's that you in this scenario where you're talking about somebody needs to chill or have time apart and all that kind of stuff. Whatever the challenges are, I think that for me, I personally would be more inclined to stay and really try to address and resolve whatever the issues are. Yeah.
Yeah, and being the spokesman for men that are very nurturing and loving and caring and also a very forgiving kind of person, I think that's great. But sometimes when you have a person, especially a female, that is very aggressive or that is so wounded that they can't really see to the other side, I think sometimes there may be a little strength in just taking a minute just to walk away so they can look back and see the good things and not always just see what the situation was that made them part.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think that it just depends on the couple. But I think ultimately you have to decide whether or not this is a person that's worth staying with or not.
Okay. Until tomorrow, if the Lord says the same.
Bye.